And we are connected. And I'm just waiting for people to join us. Now, once they start, I'll see them coming in. Then we'll go ahead and get started. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Today is October 22nd, 2017. This is a session based on resentment. How do we get over it? How do we overcome it? How do we accept responsibility? There's so many different aspects to resentment and how we developed it and how it can destroy our lives if we let it. So here we go. Come on, guys. Let's get this going. Sorry, I have little dogs running around, so if you see them, sorry, but they are my peace of mind. Yes, they are. But anyways, before we get started, I want us to all do something and humor me, okay? And literally, I want you to follow along with this, okay? All right, I want you to breathe in really deep and then let it out. Breathe in and let it out. Okay. I want you to be relaxed. Because for you to overcome any type of emotional trauma, anything that's going within us, you have to learn how to defrag yourself and bring yourself down. Because you have to learn how to relax. Hey, Jade. Hey, Susan. Okay, so we're going to start off because resentment is such a huge topic. And I mean, there's so many different reasons we resent somebody. And it's not just our other half or our sister or our brother or our cousin, our coworkers or whatever. Everything stipulates from something so much bigger. And so much bigger means, okay, and I have all this written down because it's a lot of information. So eyes, guys. Okay, so we're kind of stuck in this loophole, if you think about it. We feel that people did us wrong unnecessarily, meaning they said something hurtful, thoughtless, cad, or that people, they didn't do something for us like we feel like they should have because we've done something for them in the past. Now, a lot of this stems from things way beyond this individual. For instance, it can go as far back as your childhood. So something's happened in your childhood where you've developed some type of a resentment, which creates what's called a flight or fight syndrome, because it just comes at you and then you're filled with all these emotions and you're angry at this person. Why are you angry at them? All right, and we're going to go into that because there's a lot of reasons that you need to really reflect on that anger and take responsibility for your part in that. For instance, I'm not going to say who this is because she's joined us today, but for instance, she had a horrible relationship recently, and it ended up blowing up in her face. As a result of that, she was angry and she resented her ex and so forth, but she did not stop to say, but I created this monster. I let this happen. How can I resent her for something that I let her do or I created? So this is how resentment starts. So you have to first find your balance, find what you've done which contributes to that behavior, to your resentment, and then we can work from there. Now I have worksheets. So for all those who have not sent me their emails, please do, because here's the thing, and send it in PM. Because I'll send you a worksheet when this is over today, which we're only going for an hour. And I will also send you an ebook, which it's a short ebook, but it's jam-packed full of information, things that will help you, okay? But moving on, and this is something we need to avoid. We have to stop clinging to our angry feelings about somebody, someone that was close to us that may have felt, we felt like they did us wrong. And maybe this person did. But would it affect you that way if, say, said sister down the road did not do something that you felt angered you? So there's an alternative way to giving a healthy response that you want to achieve freedom from this obsessed past of injustice. There's choices that you may not have realized are available to you, how you can learn to get out from under these toxic feelings. And they are toxic because they eat you alive. They destroy your soul. So I'm going to make some following suggestions, okay? Again, I've written all this down, so I'm kind of reading along, and I do apologize for that. Oh, hey, Yvonne, you did make it. Okay, so here's some little 10 ideas that you'll want to really think, and if this hits you, if not, still note it. This is recorded, so at the end of the session, you can always go back and replay this and listen to it if you've missed something. Okay, so don't feel like, oh my God, I've missed something. What am I going to do? Or I don't remember what she said. Go back and replay it. All right, so first, you want to approach your resentment as the addictive state of mind is. All right, so you're going to realize that you are using resentment to replicate old traumas and acknowledge that you cannot change the past. And that's the thing. You have past. You can't change this past. You have to accept your life for what it is at that very moment. That past is part of who you are, and you have to move on and accept it and say, okay, this has happened. Now, why am I angry at this person? What did I do to create it? And then once you take responsibility, you're good. All right, so now you're going to examine your resentment, and that comes from mentally presenting your life in front of you. And here you go. This is where your meditation is going to come in. And remember what we did at the very beginning of the session? We went, inhale with me, exhale with me. And you're going to keep doing this when you're dealing with this situation, because you have to be calm. Bring yourself down, and then you can think more clearly. Back to more, and that's acknowledging that you cannot control anyone who ever rejects you. So if you're resenting a person because you've done something really nice for them, or you were the best girlfriend they ever had, you know something, I'm sorry, but it doesn't matter how good you are to somebody, if they're not ready to accept that, it's not you, it's a reflection of them. But here you go, you have to let it go. You can't resent them because it's how they feel. Maybe they're suffering from something that they have not overcome. So that's where you're going to learn to identify all the signals to prevent this resentment. And there's a lot of steps to that, from your anger, your loneliness, you're tired. Loneliness is the biggest key. Let me see. I'm going to hold that before I go on and see what Sue said. I think that you're not perfect, and neither is anyone else. Great advice, Sue. Exactly. No one's perfect. All right, so you're going to practice cognitive behavioral techniques. This is something you're going to do. You're going to stop indulging in resentment. How are you going to do that? You're going to put a thought between your feelings of resentment and indulging and reminiscing about that, which means stop. You're letting this resentment you have, or this thought about somebody, control every waking thought. It means you're going to bed thinking about it. You're waking up thinking about it. You're thinking about it through the day, and you're getting aggravated. And you're like, how dare her? Or how dare whoever it is. Let it go. So here, again, back to what I was saying, acknowledge your part in allowing the abuse to occur. So you allowed it to occur. What did you do? Did you keep forgiving that person? So the first step is forgive yourself for that and make a decision to not let it occur again. And that's a way to help a healthier you. You can't change what's happened, but you can change from this moment on. So you're going to declare that you're going to stop resenting that one person. Let it go. Just let it go. And forgive is the biggest thing. You can practice willfulness and deliberate thoughtfulness when you cannot do anything else. So keep in mind that these acts are a gift to yourself and not this other person, because you're forgiving them, but honestly, you're forgiving yourself, because at the end of the day, nobody has that kind of control over you. Nobody. You allow them that kind of control. So you're resenting somebody for something you've allowed them to do to you. Now, if it was abuse, physical abuse and so forth, sometimes that's hard to get away from, and that's a totally different category. And then, so we're not discussing that, because that has nothing to do with this, if they physically abused you. Okay? So moving on. Here's 4 ways that you can work towards indifference so that you can get on with your life. And I'm sorry I'm going a little fast, but we only do have an hour, and there's going to be a lot of questions going on here. So you're going to shift the focus to yourself is what you need to do. Take the focus off of Joe, John, Joey, Mary, Margie, whatever her name is, whatever his name is, whatever your cousin's name is. Let's take it off of them. All right. So you are definitely going to shift it to yourself. You got to own your part in it. What did I do that kept this going? Did I keep forgiving the person? Did I know that they didn't appreciate me and they were taking advantage and continue to allow this negative behavior to continue? Because then we own it. It's not the other person. Yeah, they're doing it, but we're giving them all the power to do it. So, owning it. Next is take responsibility for your own happiness. And that means doing something that's going to help bring you down. Remember at the beginning of this, how we did a little bit of meditation? Let's do it again. Inhale and let it out. Do you feel that? I mean, it just feels like some weight is gone. Does it not? Wave, say yes, anything in the comments. That would be really appreciated. This is interactive. And when you feel frustrated or upset by a person or a situation, remember that you are not reacting to the person or the situation, but your own feelings about that person and the situation. So what we do is we manifest our feelings into, there's something that person may be doing or a situation that's going on, and we manifest it, and then here you go, you're resenting that person. Stop that behavior. It's unnecessary. Anyone want to say hi? Now, once you recognize that you are not anyone else, which means you're not them, they're not you, you are responsible for your own feelings, you'll become empowered. So you take control of your own life, and you'll stop spending so much of your precious time and energy thinking about what they're doing. So here you go. You get up in the morning, change your behavior. If, say, that ex, she is on your mind, or for anyone else that is not within our community, it could be the opposite sex. If that is the first thing you think of when you get up in the morning, find something else to think about. Literally shift your thoughts into something else. And again, sit on your bed. Take 2 minutes. It takes 2 minutes every day. Sit on your bed. If you can't cross your legs, just sit there. Literally, and just sit there and breathe in and breathe out and clear your thoughts. And tell yourself they don't hold that kind of power over me. I am in control of my own destiny. They do not control me. So that way you're going to let go of anger, and you can redirect your passion. And remember, you have to make your own goals because no one else is going to do it for you. Now I have some tips here that I'm going to kind of go over with you. Before I do that, let's take a media break here, and let's have a conversation. What are y'all's thoughts? Is there any questions? Please ask away. Don't be afraid. No one's here to judge you. We're all here to help each other because we all want to be a healthier us. Anybody? If you're uncomfortable talking on here, you can send me a PM. Okay? All right. No one's going to say anything. Okay, that's all right. Okay, so here's 4 things. What you want to do is about that person that you're resenting. How about we redirect that thought and think some loving thoughts about them. Instead of thinking that negative, he, she did this or that, or he, she made me feel this way, or he, she made me feel that way. Let's go ahead and find something nice about this person to think about. What's good about him? And then you get out the negative. And then you got to check your motives and expectations, of course. So, for example, think about when people ask you to do things for them. You probably form expectations about why they'll do that, if they'll do that in return for you. There's a hint of what's in it for me. Chances are you're headed for resentment. So here we go. If someone asks you to do something and you're kind of questioning that and you're like, I'm always doing it. What's in it for me? Are they going to do anything for me? If that enters your mind, stop. Because you're going to resent that person. And you want to know something? That's not fair, because you're the one allowing this to happen. You're the one saying, sure, I'll do it for you. And then later on, you're sitting there at like a martyr, and you're like, I did this, and are you kidding me? I did all this stuff for her, and look at this crap. Yeah, kind of how it goes, guys, you know? Be grateful, okay? So a heart that is full of gratitude has less room for conceit or resentment. So find things, utilize that. Whenever you're feeling stressed or resentful or angry, put a pen down on paper and just write it out. Write all the things you're grateful for. You woke up that morning. Wow, you're breathing. You're awake. You're living. You're doing things. You got a job. You have a roof over your head. You have family. You have friends. Or you have fur babies. Yes. I mean, anything. And write it down. Write down what you're grateful for, because that will help change your mind frame at that moment. It may not be the best thing ever, but that's going to help you through the long run. But it's the little tools that you can do to help you. And stay open to different outcomes. Because you think there is going to be a particular outcome, it doesn't mean that there is going to be that outcome. Because you're looking forward to this and this is going to happen. So what you're doing is you're going to manifest that outcome. So here, I got this thing that I wrote out for y'all. And it's, anger has become, again, reared when it rears its head. It's a form of daily frustration or even deep-seated resentment. Whatever you did, whether you snapped at your spouse, child, or another loved one, had a bit of rage, flipped out on your boss from your safe seat, or gotten frustrated over the world as a whole, you've become angry and often done something as a result that left you less pleased with yourself. As a result, you tend to lash out. So, I know how that feels. I mean, come on, I'm human. Anyone else that has kids or has a sister, yeah, a sister, because I got one of those too. They play games. They mess with us. I mean, you can't help but get angry. But when you get angry and you allow it to control, eventually you're going to resent. So the emotions of anger is like a huge waving. It's like a rock hitting you. It smashes uncontrollably, and it continues to rock you thereafter for quite some time. I mean, wave of hands here. How many of you have gotten so angry that you either talk it to death, or you storm around the house? You'll find someone that will listen to you. I mean, wave of hands. Again, PM me. All right, so here, we're going to go into the 8 ways to let go of anger and stay calm in frustrations and frustrated situations. 1, step away from it. Remember the breathing technique we did at the beginning? Step away from it. Just relax. Get away from it. You can go back to it later. Don't react, because how you handle it in that moment, you're going to skillfully handle it better later. Blow off some steam. I mean, literally, go blow some steam off. Go bowling. Go play some ball if you're into sports. Find something that handles that works well for you. If you're a gardener, or you like to bake, or I clean house. That blows off my steam. And it really does. And that way you identify the expectations so you can let go. So when you notice anger is beginning to rise, you can do simple exercises like acknowledge the anger manageably, see what you're trying to make happen, realize what your expectations are, and let go of those expectations. And then live openly. Living without these expectations moves on further from the last point. So you've let it go. You're living openly. How do you do this? After some time of noticing that you have various expectations that you hold for a group or for people, change it. Let it go. It's not worth holding on to. Pay attention to your body. Your body is going to be your biggest. See, Sue? Exactly. Your body is going to be your biggest key because you're going to feel it. You ever feel that tightness right here? I mean, you're just like, ugh, and you're angry and you feel overheated, or you're not breathing properly. You can feel your pulse increasing. So if you meditate, not everyone's into meditating. And I can't push that enough because it takes 2 minutes of your life. Literally 2 minutes. Sit on your bed. Praise yourself. Tell yourself something nice. Let it breathe in, breathe out, and tell yourself your day's going to be better. Because believe it or not, you manifest your own destiny. So you can actually, by working to become mindful of your body through meditation, you become healthier. And like I said, not everyone's into meditation, but 2 minutes of your time will make a difference. And I promise you it really will. All right, so you're going to observe those around you, definitely. You want to see things from both perspectives. And why you're getting angry, why they're getting angry, see where your problems are. Just step back and watch. And that's the best advice I can give. Step back out of your own situation, step back away from it, and just watch. And be mindful of that. And then that way you can start understanding what's going on. You can maybe understand from their point of view. Then what's the next step? You become compassionate. Are you seeing a pattern happening here? You're going from being up here, emotional, a hot mess, to we're getting down, we're right here. All right, and then you can sit with it. One of the most effective things that you can do is simply sit in meditation and be mindful of your emotion. And then you can cultivate the forgiveness. And that is your 8 key things to do. Now, let's start talking about why we feel angry at somebody. I'd like to ask questions, tell me what's going on. I would love to help in any way I can. While you're typing these up, let me see what people are saying. Sorry, because I don't see them. Let's see here. Thank you, guys. It's hard to read them all, and I'm going to apologize. I see you guys have been answering me left and right, and now I feel guilty because I didn't even see it all. Aw, thank you, guys. All right. While you're coming up with the stuff that you want from here, I need you to start coming up with things, some questions. But I'm going to give you some things that I want you to start doing. And these are going to, if you got a pen, go get a pen. We'll give you a minute here. In the meantime, if for those who already have a pen, let's do our technique. I want you to inhale, exhale. I want you to take the situation in your right hand. I want you to take your involvement in the left. This is what happened with this person. In your right, this is why you're angry. In your left, this is what you did, which contributed to it. You have to be honest with yourself. I mean, be really honest. Did you give her more power to do things? Did you not say, no, I don't like that? Or no, I don't want you to do that? Or communicate. Communicate. Oh my God, imagine that. Communicate. And just tell her, and don't be afraid, because this is your destiny. This is your life. And if you don't communicate with people, they don't know. They don't know what you want because you're not telling them. And then once you do tell them and they don't care, then you have a problem. You have a toxic situation. Then you have two decisions: stay or go. If it's toxic, you want to get out. Seriously, because the only thing that's going to happen for you is you're going to become more angry. You're going to become more resentful of that person. It's never going to be a functional relationship. So our main key and our main goal is to become a healthier us. Well, how do we do that? We have to own it, and we have to maintain our own lives. And to do that, you have to look at everything. It's like, here's your life in this little box right here. Here's you on the outside of this box, and you're looking into it, and you're able to see it from a different perspective. If you continue to sit within the realm of all this mess, it's chaos, and it's in your head. And so you don't know. I'm still waiting for people, and I'm get pens, and I'm sure everyone has. So this is what I want you to do. These are going to be 8. These are going to be, I'm going to give you 6 things that I want you to do. 1, I want you to get a journal. Writing journals is great. Write things down. Oh my God. I mean, it just gets it out of your head. And this is where it's at. It's in your head. So when you write, you can let go of your feelings, writing your feelings as they come, writing to the person who has angered you, even though you're never going to give it to them, or maybe you will. Maybe that's the only way you can communicate. And writing short stories. I'm an author. You know how many people I've killed off in my books that have made me angry? Yeah, we won't discuss that. It works though. Again, meditation and prayer. So meditation and prayer, write that down. The benefit of meditation and mindfulness is letting go of the anger and looking deep at emotional work, which is significant to you. Learning to focus on the present, get out of the past. Shifting your thoughts to be with your command rather than others' way around. So you're letting all that go. You're learning to distract yourself from the past and not go backwards, but go forward. So you're self-healing. So look at something useful, something positive. So meditation is your number 2. Number 3, you have to manage your thoughts. What does that mean? On average, 50 to 70,000 thoughts go through your mind every day. 700,000, let's put it like that. What do you think shapes your emotional response to things? For example, if you see something as being scary, then you will have specific emotional responses to that one thing. So if you see the same situation as different or a challenge, then your emotional response also changes. So manage your thoughts. Pay attention to that. And then you can manifest that and change it. Because if you're aware that that something is scaring you or that one thing is upsetting you, let's find out why. Dig into it. Write it down. And if you don't have time to deal with it right now, write it down. Go back to it later. And that's where behavior modification comes in. This is so important, guys. This is going to be your key because you have to change your behavior. You can change your thoughts. For example, have specific stress management techniques handy so that you can use them under any stressful situation when it hits you. These things might be like exercising, dancing, or doing something in the form of artistic works or sports you enjoy, and adding or doing meditation. Have hobbies and doing something that takes your mind off stress. Well, y'all know I write, but I'm so excited. Look what came in the mail. Yeah. This is going to be, he's going to become my friend for a little while. I think in the process of getting rid of my anxiety and my anxious thoughts, I'm going to get some nice abs in the process. All right, so number 5 is going to be creative visualization. So that is use this technique to release self-imposing restrictive thoughts and burden emotions from the past. So you can visualize something else. Have you ever read a book and it has 2 endings? It has one ending and then it has an alternative ending. Visualize an alternative ending. It may not be realistic. It's not really what happened, but it'll give you a chuckle and it will help you just visualize elsewhere. Number 6, and this is the last one for this, is you have to work on forgiveness. When I say that, wow, this is a big one, guys, because it's whether it's self-forgiveness or forgiving others, this is a must-do for any healing happening. Self-forgiveness usually has to do with letting go of guilt and shame. Imagine that, guilt and shame. We're carrying it. And that's where I was talking about earlier, and we will go back to that. And forgiving others as to do with cutting any negative attachments to people and freeing yourself from influences. So let's really work on this one, because when I say forgiving and when I talk about things from the past and others and guilt and shame is the big one. So here we go. Things happen to us that are beyond our control, and especially when we're children. Well, we take that, and we may not realize we're carrying it. We're carrying it, guys. We really are. It's never left us. It's a part of us. It's part of who we are. It's a part of everything that's within our existence. So you have, I don't know your stories. So whatever your story is, if something has happened to you when you were younger, it's something you really need to come to terms with, because it's going to control you if you don't. Or let it go. And because you've had no control over it, you have no guilt. There's no guilt. It's not your fault. Let it go. And then that way you're able to let things go with other people. And that is a big thing, because, you know, say Mary down the street, or that girlfriend who cheated on you, or that girlfriend who spends your paycheck faster than you can make it. Well, are you giving her the money? Are you giving her access to that money? That is your thing. And then you got to forgive yourself and just move on, because you got to forgive her, forgive yourself, and learn from it. And that's what it is. Life is learning, right? It's just all about learning. And if you don't give yourself that, you're never going to heal. So everything's good. Through all of this that we've gone over, it's going to free you from the emotional weight and pain. It may not take the pain away, but it will help you let go of that tight grip the emotions have on your heart. Holding onto resentment for a long period of time can cause stress, depression, and anxiety. It'll ruin your life. You've got to let it go. So we're going to go back over that 6 I gave you here in a little bit. So keep you in a field of grace. There is no better way to experience grace than forgiving somebody. It makes you feel kind of good, huh? Yeah. And if you're in a relationship, and that doesn't mean a marriage, it means with friendship, because a relationship is a relationship. There's nothing more destructive of love than resentment and bitterness. You lose marriages, you lose your partner, you lose your friends, you lose your family. So practicing forgiveness is a powerful way to keep any relationship healthy. And then we have helps you sleep at night. Okay, this is a big one. How many of you lay awake at night? Your mind won't shut down. You're everywhere. Your thoughts are everywhere and on everything. You're sitting back thinking about, oh, when I did this and when this happened, and oh my God. And it's like a bad movie just playing in your mind. Yeah, we've all been there. Me too. So when you dissolve these old resentments, you free your mind. You let go of the pressure that built up in your shoulders and neck and your heart, and you're healthier. So are you seeing a pattern here? You're sleeping better at night. You're letting go of the pressure that builds up in your shoulders and your neck. Your heart is healthier. When you forgive, you experience less stress and anxiety, and you learn to be more accepting of people and other people when they make mistakes. Because you know something, everybody around us, they're human. You're human. I'm human. Everyone in your circle, everyone you come in contact with, they're human. And they're going to make mistakes. So you definitely want to resolve. So what I want you to do is we're going to go back to what we did earlier. You ready? Close your eyes, guys, and just listen to my voice. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. And when you feel relaxed, imagine yourself in a special place. This special place can be anywhere that your imagination takes you. Perhaps somewhere in nature, or a special forgiveness room that you can return to again and again, doing forgiveness work. In the spirit of forgiving others, Think of someone who you resent in some way, or someone who has upset you, offended you. See this person sitting in front of you at a distance and feel comfortable to you, to where that distance is comfortable. If for any reason it's not comfortable for you to invite this person into your sacred place that you have created within your imagination and envisioned, then envision them behind like a wall or a glass in an adjacent room where you can still see them, but they're not in your presence. Okay? It's kind of like looking at them on a movie screen or a TV screen. Be creative. Do what feels comfortable to you. When you see this person clearly, visualize good things happening to this person. Think that things that would be meaningful to this person. See him or her smiling and happy. Hold an image for a few minutes and then let it fade away. Now, take a moment to do the same for yourself. So let's take a breath in. Ready? And out. Do you feel that? Okay. Once the image of the other person fades, see good things happening to you. See yourself smiling and happy. Feel how good this feels. Let yourself feel it. Close your sensation with gratitude. Okay? So this session, completely gratitude. Okay? So you're going to find something that you're grateful for. The littlest thing to the biggest thing. A more peaceful, loving, and calm life is possible. You can let go of heavy burdens, of unforgiveness, and dissolve all the resentment that you have within yourself for others. For whatever reason, you may even resent yourself and you don't realize it. You cannot forgive without loving. And I don't mean sentimentality. I don't mean mush. I mean having enough courage to stand up and say, I forgive. I finish. And you'll be okay. And then you will be rid of one of the worst things ever that happens to one person in this world, and it's called fight or flight syndrome. It's a kind of way where when we get, it's like our brain hijacks us. I mean, it is. If you think about it, our brain's hijacked. We don't know what to do. You're in this moment of panic. You can't send information anyway. So what do? You either lash out at the person or you take off and you disappear. And here's the horrible thing about that, because it's kind of like a blackout when people go through fight or flight. If they flight, they ignore people. They don't talk. There's so many unanswered questions. There's someone that's feeling bad and hurt, which now we're pushing resentment onto them because they're going to resent you because guess what you've just done? You've ignored them and you told them their feelings don't matter to you. So it's kind of a cycle that we got to learn how to break. So back to my list, okay, guys? Remember the one I had you write down? So what are you going to do? Every single day. This is not going to take no time. Every day. It's just a few minutes of your life. To become a healthier you, is it worth it? I think so. So writing anything down, journaling, writing a letter, writing a story, something you're never going to give anybody. Just write it down. I'm frustrated today because this bitch, blah, blah, blah. Let your feelings go. Don't be afraid to let your feelings go. And then once you're done with that, meditate over it. Say some prayers. Relax. Do what we did. Some breathing techniques. Manage your thoughts. Again, remember I said 50 to 70,000 thoughts go through your mind every day. Manage them. You're in more control than what you give yourself credit for. Then you've created behavior modification. Remember, write that one down. You got to change your behavior and your thought patterns to become a healthier you. Visualize. Here's your creative visualization. Visualize something better. Visualize a different outcome than what was already. Make yourself laugh, if anything, right? Anything helps. And then last but not least, work on forgiveness. And it's not just for yourself, but it's for the other people. So you'll definitely become healthier. Now, we have 20 minutes left. We did really well in this session. I'm impressed. I have, like I said, the ebook, and I have the worksheet. Now, I'll send this to everybody, so send me your email, of course, in PM, and I see I got one so far. And I will email you these, and what you'll do is you'll take these emails, I mean, not these emails. Is it Sunday? It isn't over. You will take this information I'm going to give you in the form, the worksheet. The only way this is going to help is if you're honest with yourself. So be honest with you to actually take what's going on within your life and fill this out and say, okay, yes, I do have this. Yes, I do have that. Don't sit there and tell yourself, no, I don't, because most likely, if you're here today with me, you do. And that's a big thing because we all do. We all have issues, and none of us are perfect. Man, I had an incident not too long ago, and I probably way overreacted, but it was over a flight or fight personality. And I got the ghost, the I'm not going to tell you what's going on response. Man, that sucks. So these are real healthy things that you can do for you. All right, so we're open up for questions. Come on, guys. I'm waiting now. Let's do this. All right, Bonnie joined. We got Celeste, Kathy. And how do you let go of expectations? That's a great question, Vicki. You got to stop expecting things from people. Stop expecting. You can't expect, because you can hope that people will do it. You can ask people if they'll do something, but you can never expect anybody to do anything. And that is realizing that people are human and they're not all going to do what you ask. And, oh, we have two people who asked the same question, Riley and Vicki. God, are you guys reading each other's minds? Seriously? Tanya, yes. Treadmill, yoga, breathing exercises, meditation, all that helps. It works. It's a great tool. It'll help you. Seriously. Have a better relationship, because we all deserve one. You know, we all deserve somebody who's going to make us happy, right? Let's see what else we got. And Jade said she bottles everything up and explodes when you boil over. All right, so Jade, why are you bottling things up? Seriously, why are you bottling things up? Ask yourself that. What you need to do is stop. You're aware of the behavior that you're bottling it up. That's the first key. So second key is communication. Stop bottling it up, because then all it's doing is hurting the people around you. Find a diplomatic way. Remove yourself from the situation. And this is where you're going to have to start changing your cognitive behavior. Remove yourself from the situation and say, okay, let me look at all this and how I'm actually handling this. Now let me look at the situation. Then you can diplomatically edit yourself and how you would respond to this person, and you're not blowing up anymore. You're going to come off and say, instead of saying you, avoid you words, guys. Avoid them at all costs, because that's a nasty 4-letter word. 3-letter word. Okay, I can't count today. Don't hold that against me, all right? But that is a nasty word, you. It's a fighting word. So what you want to do, and look at I use the word you, but this is in a positive manifesting way, Jade, is manifest yourself by listening to yourself, listening to your emotions, listening to what just happened, how you know you're going to react, change that cognitive thinking that you're doing, and then you can deal with the situation on a more meaningful level. Communicate, hon. That's how you do it. All right, Vicki, what do we got here? Yep, talk it to death or go to the gym. I'd say go to the gym. Because your friends love you, and they do. After a while, they don't want to hear it no more. They don't. So they'll be there for you, but then they'll kind of be like, I'm done. You've talked this until you're dead. I'm dead. I'm done. You've emotionally drained me. I mean, so yeah. Okay, and I don't know why this is not letting me scroll up to see any of the other questions. This is not very useful today, is it? It needs to let me go all the way up. And it's not very nice. Okay, so if I did not answer anything you said, I need you to redo it for me, please. You resent yourself for giving away all your power. Okay, Vicki, this is what we talked about. And guess what you need to do? You need to forgive yourself. You didn't really give away all your power. You loved somebody so much that you wanted to give them anything that made them happy. And you put your own happiness aside in the process. So forgive yourself is the first key. You can't change it. You can't. It's going to be there forever. It's part of your past. It's part of the whole situation. Forgive yourself. Don't get angry with yourself anymore because it is what it is. Remember that. It is what it is. You can't change it. But you can move forward from it and you can let it go. Use it as your learning key. All right. So you gave away a lot of your power. You gave up a lot. You got a good heart. But now it's time for you to take control of your life. Okay. Yvonne, let's see. Do you have any questions? Hey, Ocean. Donna. Vanessa. Come on. I know y'all have some questions. I've seen some of your posts. Come on. Ask away, guys. Anger. You have anger, Jade. Okay. What are you angry about? Do you even know why you're getting angry? Do you know what makes you angry and what the key thing is that's happened that continues to fester that anger? Once you figure that out, there's going to be your key to recognizing it. And remember what I said about being outside the box? You're out here. This here is everything all stirred up, all that chaos. You're right here. You're looking in. You can see it for what it is, and then you know how to fix it. And when you feel yourself getting angry, remember what I just said? Remember what we did? Breathe in. Breathe out. Right? Oh, everyone see my new tap? Wonderful, isn't it? Anything? Come on, guys. Don't be scared. No one in here is judging you. We're all here for a reason. We all have something bottled up, something we've carried with us, and it's controlling your life. And eventually, it'll ruin it if you don't take it serious enough to want to fix it. And you guys got some good stuff, by the way. Holy crap. Some of you got some great advice for the other members. I'm impressed. Okay, I have, let's see what I've gotten. I've gotten one email so far. PM me, who I haven't already sent the worksheet to and the ebook. PM me with your email. The second you do that, when this session's over, I will be in my email, I promise you, and I will send you the information. Are you feeling better, Vicki? How about you, Jade? I heard a ding ding, and that would be, yep, Another email. Good job. Anybody else? Do you need? Okay, so now we have 10 minutes left. Since no one's asking anything, because I understand it's kind of a touchy situation as if they're a lead here. So not everyone can sit cross-legged like this, but if you can just sit, let's do a little bit of meditation, guys. You ready? All right. Remember what I said? Breathe. Let it go. That is your anger that you're letting go. So breathe in and let it go. You have all the keys that I've given you to help change your behavior, your cognitive behavior, your emotional behavior. And let me see, in closing, because we're almost done, guys. We have 9 more minutes. Something else I haven't maybe gone over with you that I've kind of sat out here. Remember the 10 approaches? Get forgiveness and changing your attitude and resentment is you have to change your addictive state of mind, and allowing yourself to have resentment overcome you and take control of you is addictive. Replace your old dramas and acknowledge you can't change your past. Examine your resentment from people from your past. See where that mentality is coming from. Acknowledge you're not in control of other people. Recognize that your resentment only gives you an illusion of strength. Instead, highlight your valid, real strengths and power. Learn to identify signals that provoke resentment. Apply the acronyms: HALT, stop it. Validate your real strengths and powers. Learn to practice cognitive behavior changing techniques. Stop indulging in resentment. Put thoughts between your feelings and resentment of indulging and reminiscing about them. Think better things. That's what I'm getting to. Acknowledge your part in allowing the abuse to occur. Forgive yourself for that and make decisions not to let it happen again. Declare that you are resentful. Declare it. You are. And then let it go. And then forgive. Forgive is the biggest. Forgive when you can, and practice willfulness and deliberate forgiveness. And when you cannot, keep in mind that these acts are a gift to yourself rather to the person that you are resenting. Because in the end, you're freeing yourself. Resentful, remember I've told you, it's bad, guys. Bad stuff. It eats you alive. Let's see. Okay, hang on. We have more emails. Lots of them. Makes me happy because I got some really good tools for you. And since we only have 6 minutes, let's do a little discussion over next week because we actually covered everything. I wasn't sure because this is such a broad topic, and it really is. And because it's resetting your partners, it's resetting your loved ones, it's resetting because of childhood. So, I mean, it's really broad, and it's agreeing to let go. And if what I've gone over with you today, it's hitting a chord and you know you can't do it alone, don't be afraid. Reach out. Get some counseling. It's okay. Get counseling. For me, life coaching, I'm just a step. I'm a step. I help you see that you got a problem, what you need to do. Now you got to resolve it. I'm just giving you tools. A counselor will sit back and listen to you, will work with you, give you homework, give you more, and help you learn to overcome it on your own, but in your own time. Okay. All right, so next week, what are we doing? Vulnerability. Holy cow, that's scary, huh? Making yourself vulnerable to somebody. Allowing them to peel back parts of you and see within your soul. And that's hard. And I found that even hard for myself. So this is nothing when you come in next week, and we'll do the same time next week as well. And just know you're not alone. We've all been hurt. I maintained 3 years of not being in a relationship because I want to make myself vulnerable. And so we're all got our own battles. But this is something I think we'll all do together next Sunday, 6 p.m. It is vulnerability, peeling back the layers to make it easier for others around us to get to know us, to understand us, allowing us to let them come into our lives, give them a chance. It's all a part of becoming a healthier us. So we have 4 minutes. Anyone have anything to say before we come to a close? Please and thank you. Yes? Don't be scared. I see the hearts. Hearts make me feel good. Send me lots of hearts. Did I help you, Vicki? Jade? I love the hearts, guys. They're great. You don't have to say anything. I know. I feel you. All right, guys. So we're just going to go ahead and close then, since no one has anything. But again, before we close, remember, PM me. If you haven't heard me say this now 100 times, send me your email address in the PM. That way I know you want the information, because it's coming from my personal email. And I will send you the worksheet, which you'll have to print out and fill in. Or if you don't have a printer, that's okay. Don't worry about it. It's a PDF format. You can open it up, get out a piece of paper, and write down the answers. Because in some areas, you got to write quite a bit, because you're really allowing yourself. And this is just for you, so nobody's judging it. You don't send this back to me. If you have any questions, and maybe later on we can do a follow-up, I can direct you to a few resources, and I'll be happy to do that. Okay? But let's go ahead and do our last little bit. So, in closing, I want you to close your eyes. Envision a beautiful ocean, blue, the skyline. It's just starting to become dusk. So you got the purple of the sky in the backdrop. You can hear the ocean and the waves crashing against rocks. Can you see this? Now I want you to breathe in and breathe out. Have a good night, guys.